We are live streamed
Okay.
on YouTube.
All right. And I'll hit recording here. Let's do... All right. Well, welcome to our read of Mad Max Fury Road. I had to think about the script for a minute. And for those of you out in YouTube land, we're going to do this slightly differently today. This script happens to have a lot of storyboards in it, so the script itself is unusual. Good time to try a different way of reading it, I suppose. So we're going to read this round robin style, which means that we've set up our characters, our readers in a certain order, and we'll all just take turns reading as we go through. So a first person will start off with reading our actions and descriptions, and then every time a new character shows up on a page, we'll have a new reader read that character. And at the top of the next page, we will switch to the next person's in order. So it might be a little harder to follow along whose characters are what, but I think it'd be a nice opportunity for everybody to read a lot of different characters in one day. So we have not done this style before, so please be patient with us out there, and we're going to have a good time reading it. But before we get to our script, we're going to do our normal introductions. So when we get, I'll call out your name and you can tell us who you are and your pronouns and where you're located, and how people can find you on social media if you're interested. Um, and then whether or not you've seen this movie. So we'll start with Vicky since she's first in our reading order.
Hello, I'm Vicky Dykes. My pronouns are she, her. You can find me in Penhold, Alberta, right in the center of the province, way up north here in Canada. And you can find me on YouTube, not YouTube. I'd done that before. You can find me on Facebook under Vicky Dykes, and also on Instagram, I'm Yoga Grandma 10.
Awesome. Go next in line to Aubrey.
Hi, I'm Aubrey. My pronouns are, I don't, honestly, it doesn't matter. You can call me whatever you like. I'm in California. I am not, I've not seen this movie. And you can find me on at Movie Old Affair for Instagram, Aubrey McCoy on Facebook. You can find me on YouTube. I'm all over the place. And, oh, whoops. Thanks, Kat. And,
That's it, right?
yeah, I think that's it. That's everything.
Yep, nice and sweet and short. Manamika.
Hi, I'm Anamika Farrow. My pronouns are she, her. I am also in California, in Northern California, and I have not seen this movie, so I'm excited to read the script and then maybe go watch it this weekend.
Awesome. Matthew. Would you? You need to unmute there, Matthew. Mm.
Hi, I'm Matthew. I am playing multiple parts today. This is the round robin. You can find me on Facebook, Matthew Shepard. I am from St. Louis, Missouri.
Awesome. All right. Hannah, who's reading with us for the first time today.
Hi, I'm Hannah Butterfield, she, her, in Kansas City, Missouri. And you can find me on Facebook and Instagram. Yeah.
Haley.
Hi, my name is Haley Bayermeister, she, her. I am reading from Houston, Texas. I have seen this movie. It's awesome. I saw it in IMAX and it was kind of blurry, but it was fun because, yeah, I just won't do that again. But I saw it I've seen it like 3 or 4 times. It's very, very good since then, right? So yeah, my Instagram is hasty247 and you can find me on Facebook under Haley Elizabeth, spelled Hayley, Elizabeth, yes. And that's
And my name is Kat Wilson. I'm one of your hosts tonight. She, her pronouns. I'm in Gig Harbor, Washington. And I won't be taking a part reading this evening. And I have not seen this movie. So we'll see how how it shows up, and I'm looking forward to seeing the script and listening to the discussion afterwards. So
There should be a lot of action and description because it is a wild movie and not a lot of dialogue really.
I was about to
yes,
say,
there is a lot of action description, so we'll be switching those off mostly in the pages, and then we'll see a lot of pictures of what they envisioned what the film was going to look like. So we don't normally get storyboards, so it should be quite fun. And I'll actually change the background. We'll leave out of Italy here and go into actually the more Mad Max Fury world here. So
nice. That was my
we'll
second choice.
pull up our script and see what we get.
I forgot to say I have seen the movie a few
Oh, you have
times.
seen the movie. Oh, nice.
I have seen this too.
Yeah.
Script. I just had it up. All right, let me find out where I stuck it. 1 sec. All right, not there. There we are, right there. All right, and get to the top of our script, which means I need to move this window. And we'll start off with Vicky here. When we get a chance.
I
know
don't
it's a
see
little
the
small.
script.
Is it not there? What are
No.
you saying?
No, it's showing your list of scripts.
Oh, okay, we'll try that again. It should show up this time here. There we are. And I'll make the font a little larger for you because I know that's really small.
There we are.
Okay, so that's probably still too small, huh?
It is, yes.
Come on. Why is it not getting any larger? Oh, because I would hit the right button. It would help. There we go.
There we go.
All right. And as always, if you have a lot of background noise, go ahead and mute. But otherwise, for this one, since we're changing pages and who's reading quite often, it's okay to leave your voices unmuted or screens unmuted. All right. This is the top. It looks like the top. So take it away, Vicky.
The events of this road war have been recreated from the word burgers of the history men and from eyewitness accounts of those who survived. The road warrior sits on a hill in the vast, pitiless wasteland. A man utterly alone, rocking to and fro, murmured to himself, "This is not meditation. The voice and the movements are too jagged." Caption: As the world fell. In response to some far-off sound, he turns, and for the first time, we see his face. His eyes glisten with crazy man tears. He grabs his gun and charges off in what was once a V8 Interceptor. The engine sounds awful, clapped out. Then, from out of nowhere, pursuit vehicles are chasing him down. Very soon, we hear his engine splutter and die. Then, an impact. His car rolls once, twice, coming to rest right in front of us.
Anamika?
I think Aubrey's next.
Aubrey.
Yeah, it's me.
My fault.
It's all right. He calls for the dust, concussed. He is reduced to a single instinct: get away. But he is stopped by a leather boot and the muzzle of a gun to the back of his neck. A citadel rises out of the wasteland. They're dragging the wretch towards it. Somewhere inside, he is manacled, his face leather-bound. Someone is tattooing, scrawling on his naked back. Multiple scarring, limbs, genitals intact, no lumps, no bumps. A doctor keeping notes, perhaps? Several youths, war boys, struggle to hold him down. He is the beast caught in the snare, eyes ablaze. Now someone approaches with a branding iron. He slips a leg manacle and kicks over the brazier.
A moment's distraction is all he needs. He rears up, gnashing, flailing his chains. They chase him, howling and whooping through the labyrinth of narrow corridors into a room of cages from which are suspended live humans with tubes draining blood into the necks of pale war boys. The road warrior is their sport for the day. Everything is but a fleeting, adrenaline-shrieking impression as he bursts through a door. Bang! A room of grossly fattened women, their faces covered in lace masks. Whoomp! Through another door and into a room hung with oily chains and car engines. Another door and another until, whoa! He finds himself, in blazing sunlight, on a ledge 200 feet above the ground.
High up in the Citadel, is there any escape? Massive iron hook is being winched up past him. He launches himself out across the void, hoping to hitch a ride. But he is jerked up short by the chain around his ankle. The war boys have him. They haul him back into the labyrinth, desperate. Despite his ferocity, he is no match for their many cudgels and chains. The blows rain down on him. Gagged once again, he is dragged back into the darkness. Title, Fury Road.
A sanctum. Somewhere in the Citadel, two hands clasp in a ritual gesture of solidarity. He is powerful, covered in blue powder. Here is smaller, calloused. She is the Praetorian. In another time, she may have been renowned for her beauty, but in this world, she is an elite warrior, a barbarian with fierce, battle-hardened eyes. He is the Immortan. He hitches a steering wheel to her back. As she leaves, his war boys, whispering incantations, move in to anoint his body with cobalt blue. We do not see his face. Outside, the Praetorian descends on a winch hook to the silent crowd below. Hooded figures in rags and plastic bags eke out an existence here at the bottom of the Citadel. These are the excluded, known hereabouts as the smelly people.
On the ground. On the ground, raising her blue-smeared hand in salute, the Praetorian makes her way past a cordon of war boys towards a Leviathan 22-wheeler known as the War Rig. We will come to know this vehicle well. Unhitching the wheel from her back, she locks it onto the steering column, flicks some switches on the dash, and ignites the big fat twin engines. Motorbikes, pursuit cars, and assault vehicles start up, revving in concert with the truck. The smelly people surge forward towards the base of the Citadel, banging stones, calling forth the important smelly people. Yeah. When the clamor reaches a sufficient level of hysteria, he appears.
Aubrey will get action descriptions, and then Anamika gets
Uh,
the character.
Okay. He raises his arms for silence.
We are not vermin.
And Matthew, you get the next line.
We are. Is that supposed to be me?
Yep, you get smelly people for the rest of this page.
We are not vermin.
We are not vandals.
We are
No,
not vandals. Was that me? Sorry.
No, that's Matthew. He gets
Sorry.
that character for the rest of the page. But you'll get the next character, Hannah.
Sorry.
That's all
We
right.
are not vandals.
We are not to blame.
The smelly people go wild. They crush forward, looking up to him like hungry dogs. Among them, we find a frail man on the back of a hefty woman. He is the privileged owner of ancient binoculars.
That would be you, Hannah.
Okay.
Who's this like?
No, Hannah gets hefty woman, and Haley gets frail man.
You seeing potatoes?
Oh, yeah. He's grabbing one. He's marked it.
The Immortan has indeed taken what could be a potato from baskets brought forward by the ceremonial war boys. He rubs the potato blue and throws it back into the basket. The war boys tip the potatoes over the side. They cascade down onto the mob.
As all eyes are on the frenzied scramble, the Praetorian levers open a hatch. Hooded figures scurry furtively up into the belly of the rig. Meanwhile, a small, lumpy girl emerges from the scramble. Yeah.
Ma, I got a blue potato!
But a woman tears it cruelly from her hand. In turn, the woman is tackled by a large, lumpy man who claims the coveted potato for himself. The Praetorian, meanwhile, shuts the hatch on the last of the stowaways and eases the great war rig off the platform on which it descended. As the rig and its convoy drive away, the smelly people mob the platform, begging, hustling.
Winchmen shove them back with pikes. As it ascends, they offer what wretched little they have for a ride to the top.
So Matthew. Matthew.
Am I supposed to do this one?
You get the
Yes.
next character line, yep. Which is Desperate Woman here.
Take my baby, take him. He make him fight war boy.
It's got lumps.
He's strong. He had a warrior's heart.
Nah. Short half-life. Won't last a year.
Then take me. I'm a milker.
She shows him her lactating breasts.
You certainly are, little mother. Come aboard.
No, it's a smelly man with a bloody face and a pained grin.
And that would be Haley.
Guess what? I've got the blue potato.
Praise be. Welcome to the high life, friend.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Rhea.
Sorry. Is it my turn?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. The Winchman drags him bare arsed into the platform.
Hey, all you smelly people, I got the blue potato! I got the blue potato!
The platform is higher now. The hangers on let go and fall back into the crowd, except for one man clinging desperately to the boot of a winchman. Every inch of the man's skin is covered with tiny writings, so too his clothes, and the countless scraps of paper he's crammed in his pockets.
Matthew. Matthew, your turn.
Enough is enough. I'm running out of skin.
Jump, friend, before it's too late.
Give me paper. Anything.
Jump now.
Ask me influence to influence.
What?
Let's decide the suicide. Ask me. It's all here. Dates back to some Rudy's folly. I have to write it all down before it's gone from my head.
Anna.
Good night, fool.
Please, I'm a history man. I know it all. How we bushwhacked ourselves, brought ourselves down.
The history man is shoved off the platform. He falls to his death, clutching the winchman's boot.
Oh, my boot.
The mob swarms the corpse like ants. The Immortan surveys this, his domain.
Signal, my brothers. The convoy is on its way.
The citadel from afar. A bright light semaphores the departure of the war rig.
While back in the room of cages, the road warrior lies slumped in his pen. Someone pulls a lever. He drops from view. Fade to black. The wasteland. The Praetorians' convoy speeds toward a second fortress. From this distance, it looks like an oil refinery. She slows, checks the rear vision mirror for one last look at the world she left behind. Then she turns off the main road.
Outriders. 2 assault cars and an attack biker are not expecting so they scramble to catch up.
We're not going to Gastown.
No,
The Bullet Farm?
no.
This is a buzzard track.
A great death awaits you on Fury Road.
Immorta!
Eyes wide open. Pass it down the line.
Our shucking rider yells at his crew in the back of the rig.
This is not a supply run. This is not a supply run.
The necroback biker falls back to the assault cars.
Thunder up, lock and load. We're going down the Fury Road.
Back at,
That would
am I
be
supposed to read
Aubrey.
that?
Nope, that's Aubrey's turn.
Now, back at the Citadel, a lookout is puzzled. He alerts the Immortan. The war rig is heading away from Gastown. Why? Suddenly, he is on his feet, running. He passes through the milk shed where fattened women are turning cockroach gruel into milk, A-grade human filtered. Their breast pumps are powered by skinny men chained to exercise bikes. One of them is familiar, the blue potato guy.
Now he is running through a chamber abundant with hydroponic plants, then past thrumming exhaust fans into an airlock. It is splattered with blood. Guards lie dead. Finally, he is standing in a place like no other in this blighted world, a tranquil dome. Whoever lives here is insulated from all that is malignant and toxic. There are colors, comforts, even books. Oh, and daubed high up on the plastic membrane, an insistent piece of graffiti. Our fathers killed the world. The place seems deserted except for a tap, tap, tapping. It is a tiny old lady with the markings of a history woman. A shotgun rests tremulously on her Zimmer frame.
Matthew? Did you get this character?
Where is she taking them?
The old lady does not answer. He comes at her.
Where is she taking them?
She lifts the gun to her mouth. Bam! He deflects it. She's thrown back.
Oh, sorry.
They argued with me, you know, not to kill you. I was so certain I could.
Where is she taking them?
She stares at him, quivering, breathless, defiant.
A long way from you.
This is costing time.
He hauls her off as if she were no heavier than a canary.
Come, we'll breathe the outside air, Miss Giddy, and see how the day plays out.
Boom, boom, boom. Big drums sound the call to arms. Arc lights signal to others across the wasteland. In the room of cages, a war boy is receiving blood. This is Nux. Nux yanks the catheter from his neck and scrambles up a ladder. He emerges beneath a giant human-powered treadmill. Pursuit cars are being hooked up for their descent.
The witch crew, the Praetorians gone independent.
Matthew?
The Praetorian?
She took some kind of booty from the Immortan.
Nux makes his way to the edge.
Who's deployed?
Everybody!
A full war party?
Everybody! Pursuit, assault, the big blue wheel himself.
This is the first day of history.
At the bottom of the citadel, vehicles descend.
Clear for Gighouse! Clear for the Gighouse!
A monster is lowered to the ground. It is big, brutal, and blue. a wall covered with steering wheels. Nux takes one of them.
Now he brushes the Immortan's effigy with his hand and whispers an incantation.
The deeds, I honor him.
He is joined by Slit, a hard thunderstick specialist. Loaded with weapons, they make their way through the helter-skelter of war boys. Blood trickles from Nux's nose. He wipes it away, doesn't want Silt to see.
She's heading east along the Furioso. She took the hostages from the bubble. He wants them back, not a hand laid on them.
We're a cruiser.
Dunno. We do 'em anyway.
Nox! Nox!
They turn to see a dying war boy.
Take me with you.
More some, you're already a corpse.
Oh, don't leave me here. What kind of comeback do I get dying soft?
Can't stand up, you can't do war.
Nox, we can take my blood bag. We take the blood bag.
No, there's no time.
Nux.
Nux. Oh, sorry.
No,
Is-
it's Matthew.
Whose turn is it?
Go ahead.
It's Matthew's turn.
Nux points to the tattooed male draining blood into Warsaw and calls out to a doctor tank.
Hey, organic. What's it pumping?
No!
He commanded a war rig. He deserves a shot. Organic?
The Warsaw, the organic mechanic means the blood bag's back. This is your prime, like, all clear. Oh, plus high octane universal donor. That's how you spot it.
Why the muzzle?
It's your raging pharaoh. Oh, shit's down. Ran him down on the Furioso. No name, no tribe, no gasoline.
Nux crouches to look the blood bag in the eyes. It's the road warrior, of course, and the eyes are impenetrable.
When you talk to it, does it understand what you say?
Don't know. Hasn't said a word since it's got here.
He turns to Slit.
Nope.
But
Vicky, sorry.
We could be out there a few days. I'll need a top up.
Now you're gonna corpse on me too.
If you want mediocre, ride with the fat feel. But if you want me driving, we take Mozov. We take the blood bag.
The eyes come alive.
The human hood ornament as the war party storms across the wasteland. The road warrior's circumstances have improved marginally. He is out of the citadel and is no longer hanging upside down. He is, however, lashed to a pole on the front of a supercharged, nitro-assisted pursuit vehicle. Nux is driving. Slit and Morzov are riding shotgun. Advancing through the traffic of war machines, they overtake the Doofmobile, a flatbed hauling a wall of speakers. Thundering drums and shrieking guitar licks, courtesy of Coma. The Doof Man sounds to stir the dogs of war. Now Nux overhauls the Gigahorse, and the road warrior gets his first look at the Immortan.
Warlord! Warlord of the Immorta!
But their warlord gives them no acknowledgement.
Come on, witness.
Fang it. That'll get a look.
Nux hits the nitro. The road warrior is flung back by the G-force. The pursuit vehicle advances maniacally to the very front of the war party. Nux unclips his steering wheel and flashes it at those trailing behind.
We don't know if it's the driver's skill or good luck that keeps the pursuit car from rolling. Either way, the hood ornament is beside himself with rage. Somewhere out in the wasteland, the Praetorian and her outriders hurtle into the unknown. Her shotgun rider taps on the sunroof.
Got a dust cloud coming across from the citadel.
How many vehicles?
Lots. What is all this? Decoy? Decoy? Second line?
You'll know soon enough. Keep me informed.
She sets the sunroof and checks out the extent of her lead over the war party, but a trap has been set in the road ahead. Her leading assault car rolls right into it. The Praetorian just manages to swerve around the pit when an evil-looking machine ramps up out of the ground. It changes into her motorcycle outrider, slamming it into the side of the war rig.
Let's see. Let's go with Matthew next.
Buzzards.
Then Hannah.
The buzzard attack. This buzzard thing has an armor of jagged steel spikes and a buzzsaw slung out from under its chassis. It tears at the steel-clad wheels of the rig. Rubber shreds, sparks fly. The Praetorian's assault car closes in, siren blaring. The gunner counterattacks, first with tire spikes and then a thunderstick. No sooner is the buzzard repelled in a cloud of smoke and dust when another appears, then another, and another, right out of the ground. They swarm. The biggest and meanest of them, the excavator, looms up behind.
It takes out the flamethrower mounted on the back of the war rig, then tears into the side with its giant buzz saw. Tire spikes and thundersticks are useless against this monster. The smaller buzzards fall in behind, escalating their attack on the tires. The Praetorian is being overwhelmed.
They're swarming us. Turn the rig. Run them right into our backup.
No! Set for the double shuffle!
For her, there is no turning back. She yanks down on the klaxon, signaling to her assault car. She grabs a Thunderbolt crossbow, pulls hard on the choke, swings open the door, and fires at the excavator. Can't penetrate the armor.
When someone flips open a hatch to fire back, she is waiting for them. Blam! With its shooter dead, the excavator backs off a little. Now her assault car arrives for the double shuffle. It's a kind of vehicular square dance. The assault car brakes, slamming the excavator into a buzzard at the back of the war rig. The buzzard swings out. The Praetorian slows, inviting it to go for her front wheels. The buzzard takes the bait. Wham! The assault car shunts it right into the path of the war rig. Now for the kill. The Praetorian shifts gear and hits the nitro. Wham! A terrible impact.
The buzzard rolls, goes in under the war rig, and is crushed violently. You hear voices, French evil voices coming from the hatch. The rig's belly. The excavator retaliates and powers into the back of the assault car. Son flips it over and grinds it against the side of the war rig. The assault car disintegrates. It was her last support vehicle. Just then a hooded figure appears at the back of the cabin.
Is there anything I can do?
No, stay hidden.
It's grim down there.
I know, stay hidden.
Matthew, you get a few more.
Timo dropped it into a hatch behind the back seat. The Praetorian is in trouble. The excavator is on her.
The war party is closing in. Nux's pursuit car is leading the pack. We find the road warrior trying to slip his manacles, the skin torn from his wrists. There's a buzzard just ahead.
Or so
That's up.
No, okay, Morso, warm up.
Okay, sorry.
Morzov, the stricken war boy, drags himself to a position behind the road warrior.
I live, I die, I live again.
The road warrior echoes him. Can't help it. Something to focus on. Anything to keep sane.
I live, I die, I live again. I live, I die, I live again.
Morsov steadies himself, raises his thunderstick, and takes aim, but Slick gets in first. His thunderstick screams past the blood bag's head and scores a hit, taking out the buzzard suspension.
Morsov, you're using up good air.
Warsaw, good sir. Good air.
The comeback, a warboy on the back of the rig fires a harpoon into the crippled buzzard. Tethered by the chain, it swerves wildly and smashes into the side of Nex's car.
Hannah.
The front of the buzzard is ripped off. The road warrior catches a glimpse of its strange crew, who wear purulent bandages and rant in pigeon Russian. They shoot the harpoonist. Another warboy tries to turn the damaged flamethrower on them, but they shoot him too. Mortally wounded, the warboy sprays his teeth with gold paint and calls to the lancer next to him.
Witness me!
Grabbing two thundersticks, he keeps screaming off the back of the war rig. Kaboom! Into the mouth of the buzzard. The road warrior stops muttering.
Witness!
Taking on the excavator. They notice the excavator, meantime, attacking the Praetorian.
She goes to the floor as its buzzsaw bursts through her window. Its backhoe swings up and grabs the spine of the rig. She'll never shake it off now. The pursuit car comes alongside. Slit yells to Nux.
Matthew, that's you. Matthew, you've slit. Do we lose Matthew? Oh,
Coming. Sorry, I was in the bathroom.
yeah. If you leave, let
Am
me
I
know.
reading Slit?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Let's slam some thunder down its ring. Back me in.
But Nux sees Morsov, frail and desperate, spraying gold on his teeth.
He responds by accelerating way out in front of the rig. He yanks on the handbrake and executes a wild 180 U-turn. The road warrior's world spins. Now Nux puts the vehicle in reverse. The road warrior is muttering again.
What the... Hey!
Driving backwards, Nux lines Morsov up with the excavator. Morsov is spent. Nux needs to get him close. This requires remarkable skill. The monster looms.
Morsov grabs his weapon. The road warrior gets to watch this close up.
Bree?
Be my witness, Bloodbag. Today, I join the ranks of the Immorta.
Now!
I am awaited. I am awaited.
He leaps. He dies without glory.
Mediocre. Warsaw, mediocre.
Slit climbs up on the road warrior's back. He raises his oversized thunderstick and shoves it into the front of the excavator.
Oops, sorry.
Bang! The explosion rocks the road warrior, but otherwise has no effect, except that a steel plate loosened by Morsov's fall comes away, exposing the front wheel. As Slit positions himself for a strike, we see that the road warrior has torn a hand free and got hold of a thunderstick behind his back.
At that moment, Slit drives his T-stick into the excavator's front wheel. The wheel collapses, the excavator lurches. As the buzzsaw is dragged from the cabin, the road warrior almost loses his head as it slices through the thundersticks. The excavator rolls, tearing its back hoe from the rig. The war pig is free, and the thunderstick is useless.
Meanwhile, the rest of the war party has caught up. For the road warrior, it seems there's no escape. Having lost her biggest and meanest, the buzzers disperse, which leaves the issue of the Praetorian.
Now we bring home the booty.
Nux does another giddy 180 U-turn, bringing the road warrior face to face with a toxic storm.
She's gonna head right into the filth. Bang it, fang it.
Nux hits the nitro. The voices
That's
shriek.
right. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Apologize. Apologies. Go ahead, Matthew.
Matthew, you get actions, inscriptions. and
I kind of,
Nux hits the nitro. That's where we're
she's
at.
gonna head right into the
Nope,
filth.
nope. You've got actions and descriptions this scene, Matthew.
What?
You have actions and descriptions for this page.
No,
Yep.
it's Nitro. The voices shriek in the road warrior head. Get her now, I'll escape. The Praetorian shut the rear mirror. The war party is not far behind. The terrible force of nature looms ahead.
Into the fury, a war boy, the last of her crew, comes to the Praetorian's window.
We gotta stop. Hunker down. We'll be shred to the bone.
Nux catches up. He draws his shotgun on the Praetorian.
Crew, out of the way!
DM.
Why can't you stop? What have you done?
Nux fires both barrels. The war boy topples. She ducks, hauls down hard on the wheel, and slams into the pursuit car.
Then she hits the nitro and charges into the oncoming storm. A flame car attacks from her right. Crunch, she brushes it off too. Nux's vehicle is in trouble. The right front suspension has collapsed. Nux slows. Slit clambers forward to assess the damage.
I need counterweight. Lose the blood bag and get down the back.
Slit begins to free the blood bag from the pole.
In the heart of the war party, the Gigahorse crew are sending up flares and shouting orders.
Hunker down! Like the vehicles! Hunker down!
The Immortan is at the wheel. His elite guards have Miss Giddy. She stares, gasping at the roiling fury ahead.
Low visibility, uncertain terrain. She thinks she can lose us in there.
The Immortan glances at his compass, spinning wildly, useless. The war rig is about to disappear.
Okay, come up. Masks, goggles. We're heading into a fury storm.
The great vehicle is swallowed up whole. Meantime, Slit is about to shove the road warrior overboard.
Watch it. Watch its head leave the neck. Decapitato! Decapitato!
We're going in.
Slit glances back just for an instant, but that's all the road warrior needs. He grabs the bastard by the throat and throws him overboard.
Now, if he can only get to Now, if only he can get to the Nux before the... Too late! Nux slams the roof hatch shut, and the road warrior is blasted back by force of the gale. He hangs on, barely able to haul himself back up into the gunner's cage. The hell ride. In the storm, Nux can't see a thing until a lightning flash reveals the war rig, way off to one side.
And there, directly ahead of him, is the flame car with a lunatic biker riding in its slipstream. And when the flame car veers off after the war rig, the bike is destabilized. The biker is blasted into Nux's windstream and up over the roof past the road warrior. He struggles to hold on as the pursuit cars charge after the Praetorian, who leads a perilous course between the monstrous twisters.
Up ahead, the flame car is encroaching on the war rig. The gunner is making a wild attempt to board. A war boy, left wounded on the back of the rig, reaches out to help. The Praetorian gets a glimpse of all of this just before her rear view mirror disintegrates. She swerves, crowding the flame car towards the vortex. Nux and the road warrior watch awestruck as the gunner, the war boy, and the entire flame car are sucked up high into the maelstrom.
Oh, what a day!
Sorry. Matthew, you've got action descriptions. Matthew?
An explosion. And suddenly, the flame car is falling out of the sky. He comes down so close to the room warrior. He feels the cursed cage being poured from underneath him. When the cage falls away altogether, he claws his way back, making out like a balloon off.
The fuel-injected suicide machine. Debris flying off the war rig hits the pursuit car, popping rivets off its roof. A hole opens up. Nux plugs it with his boot. Then he starts sucking nitro. For a V8 motor, it's an accelerant. For a human, it's laughing gas. He cooks open every spare cylinder. He puts his foot to the pedal. The pursuit car surges forward, catching up to the war rig. What's he up to?
He turns, spraying his teeth, flashing the golden smile. Now he's splashing gasoline everywhere, turning his vehicle into an incendiary device.
I am a weapon of mass destruction. I am the man who grabs the sun and makes the world bright again.
The road warrior is pounding on the back window. He smashes through, but Nux pulls hard on the catheter chain which tethers them together.
The road warrior is pulled up short, just can't get his hands on him.
I'm awaited, Bloodbag! I am awaited!
Now the boot uncorks. The wind gets under the car roof, popping more rivets. The roof rips away, dissipating the gas fumes. Nevertheless, Nux swerves directly into the path of the war rig. Then slams on the brakes.
I am immortal!
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Matthew, you get this page.
Oh, I was supposed to.
The road warrior, you get action descriptions.
The road warrior dives into the roll cage, grabbing the wheel. Too late. Crunch, the pursuit car breaks in two. The engine block goes one way, the roll cage the other, rolling over and over, and the war rig thunders on. The swirling dust fade to black.
Part 2, almost free. Silence, utter silence. Not the roar of motors, no tearing metal, no human cries, no wrathful wind. A pair of goggles and a body lie in the sand. The road warrior rises up, erupting into consciousness. Free? Not exactly. The manacle around his neck is still chained to the pursuit car. He hauls back on the chain, tearing it loose. But it's attached to Nux's hand. Nux moans. He tries to rip the manacle from the wrist, but the darn thing won't come away.
So he grabs Nux's shotgun. The few cartridges left in the gun belt have been crushed. Two seem okay. He loads them. He puts the barrel to the wrist. He pulls the trigger. Fitz! Fitz! Both cartridges are useless. So now he reaches for a jagged piece of metal. That's when he sees the war rig way off in the haze.
To a man cast adrift in the wasteland, it's like seeing a ship at sea. The road warrior moves quickly. A curious thing, though. As he lifts the body to his shoulder, he shudders, repulsed as if another human is some kind of contagion. At the war rig, someone is thumping the air filters with a stick, unclogging the dust. Water is being pumped through a hose. Clothes and gas masks lie strewn under the rig. The road warrior approaches. Pressed against the back of the rig, he hears coughing and the splash of water. Things are looking up. If this vehicle is functioning and he can get control of it, well, he grasps Nusk's gun just for appearances. He cocks both barrels and steps out.
An extraordinary sight. Here, in the carcinogenic world of mutilations, lumps, and half-lives, stand 5 flawless, luminescent young women. These are, in every way, the fairest creatures in the wasteland. They are frantically washing the burning dust from their bodies. He drops Nux to the ground to get their attention. The Praetorian is cutting something metallic away from the hips of the youngest. It is a very medieval chastity belt.
Most splendid among them steps forward. She has the water hose.
That's you. Matthew?
We are not going back.
Water.
He hasn't spoken coherently for so long he can barely form the word. She throws the hose to the ground.
Give it to him.
No.
Do as I say, we're losing time.
As the young woman takes the water to him, we notice she is pregnant. He indicates turn around.
Angarad. Whatever he wants.
Whatever he wants.
She complies, however, and he takes the hose.
As he drinks and washes away the dust, he is unsighted for a moment. The Praetorian inches forward, ready to strike. But the opportunity passes as he turns his attention to his chains. He means the bolt cutters. The Praetorian steps forward, but he doesn't trust her.
No, you.
He selects a girl wearing goggles. She's been cleaning the air filters. Seems capable. The Praetorian hands her the bolt cutters. She approaches the road warrior.
It's got a gun.
Matthew?
It always does.
Capable is about to cut the chain when she sees a dust cloud over his shoulder.
Is that just the wind or a furious vexation?
Cut it.
He chances a look back. Mistake. Splendid knocks away his gun arm. Capable thwacks him on the side of the head with the bolt cutters. Boof! The Praetorian comes from out of nowhere and Crash tackles him to the ground. Fool! Underestimated them. Before he knows it, she has the gun on his chest.
Click, click. If the gun was working, he would be dead now. Nux, meantime, has been jostled awake, and wham! He tackles her to the ground. He has no idea how, but they have caught up with the traitorous bitch, and he is not about to let her go. She tries to reach the rig. There's a handgun concealed under the chassis. The road warrior hauls her back and grabs the gun himself.
The Praetorian, however, shakes off Nux and pounds the road warrior into the side of the war rig. The bullet clip drops out of the handgun, and Splendid gets a hand to it. Nux stomps on her wrist and grabs the clip. Two girls jump on Nux and drag him to the ground. This yanks the road warrior forward. He flips the Praetorian onto her back. She grabs the nearest object, a chastity belt, and smashes it down on his head.
The road warrior falls back. Nux is jerked forward. In doing so, he wraps the chain around the Praetorian's legs, and she stumbles. The road warrior grabs the gun clip and launches himself at her. Whoomp! As she wriggles from underneath him, he drives his knee into her back. He slaps the clip back in the gun. He fires once, twice, 3 times.
Into the ground, close enough so the Praetorian knows to keep absolutely still. He looks up. Okay, how far away is that war party?
Glory me, Bloodray. We are the men who grabbed the sun.
The bolt cutters.
Nux can't get over these girls.
Look at them, so shiny, so crumb. He's gonna be so grateful.
Get the bolt cutters.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna ask the Warren. Nux, Viscus, Storkus, commander of a Warren. You should ask for something too.
Cut the chain!
The road warrior is another step closer to his freedom. He turns to the Praetorian. Words are coming back to him.
Tell me about the vehicle.
When V8's supercharged,
Hey,
fully loaded, water, milk, Ponix jerky.
such a
But she keeps going, wants the road warrior to know.
High octane gasoline, 32,000 imperial gallons. We lost some rubber, but we're still roadworthy.
Matthew,
It's Matthew.
you're next.
sorry. He comes at her with the bolt cutters. The road warrior waves him back.
No, you're Nux, Matthew.
What?
You're Nux.
You're dead.
Yes.
He comes at her with the bolt cutters. The road warrior waves him back.
Wait!
Nux pauses.
Why'd you stop?
Oh.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Why'd you stop?
And Haley.
Storm clogged the filters. They're cleaned. Ready to go.
That's all he needs to know. He's on his feet, heading for the rig.
Hey, foot off the pedal. You're missing the reality here.
Thud. Nux drops to the ground. The Praetorian is up, moving forward, circling.
Got a proposition for you.
Away from the rig.
A voice interrupts.
Yeah.
Oh,
Out of order here.
Amy,
Let's go to
wouldn't it?
Aubrey next.
yeah. You're not leaving us here.
Splendid is making for the cabin.
Away from the rig.
Angarad,
We're going to the green place.
The road warrior shoots.
no!
Do you want me to just take it and we can start from...
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead, Haley. Take it from there and go back to Vicky next.
Okay. No warning shot. Just shoots the girl in the leg. In the flesh around the calf. Enough to make her stop. But damn her, she keeps going as gutsy as you please. She's daring him to shoot again.
We're going to the green place of many mothers.
Thankfully, the Praetorian intervenes.
Come away, easy.
Splendid lets it go.
The road warrior climbs into the war rig and starts the engines. The girls huddle around the Praetorian.
Okay. This is what it's like on the outside. It hurts, don't it? It hurts.
It hurts.
You want to get through this? You do exactly as I say. To the word.
Am I supposed to read this?
Nope, that's Vicky's action descriptions.
Oh, the girls nod, echoing a past conversation.
And then Matthew.
To
Yeah, Matthew's got this character.
okay.
To the word.
The road warrior drives off, working his way up through the gears. A day ago, an hour ago, he would not have thought it possible. Unlimited fuel, food, water, and a powerful vehicle with a 10-minute advantage on a warlord whose primary concern is to get back to his booty.
The booty regard. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go
The
ahead.
booty regards the advancing dust cloud. One of the girls has a compulsive sense of the absurd. She frames the war party in her fingers.
Hey, from this distance, still look really tiny.
Okay, run, run.
Run where?
After the war rig, fast as you can.
This time they do exactly as she says. The road warrior is cruising, almost in top gear when the first choke happens. He pumps the accelerator, he drops down a couple of gears, the engine choke and splutter even more.
Dust in the air filters? No. He checks the fuel gauge. It's full. The engines die. The war rig trundles to a dead stop. The Praetorian and her girls catch up. The girls are coughing, unused to the dust.
Kill switches?
5 of them. I set the sequence. The rig goes nowhere without me.
Get in.
Not without the girls.
Give him back.
I'm not leaving without these girls.
So, we wait.
The seconds pass. The war party advances.
Above the rumble of the engines, we hear the howling of the Doofman's guitar. The road warrior sits impassively.
No, it's better you go.
But the Praetorian is focused on him, pressing her case.
You're relying on the gratitude of a very poisonous man. You've already damaged one of his wives. Just how grateful do you expect him to be?
He does not budge. She pushes on.
Meantime, you're sitting on 8,000 horsepower of nitro-boosted war machine. Right now, I'd say you've got a 5-minute head start. Wait, and in 5 minutes, all options are his.
She has
Yep, it's Haley.
He has read the man well. Beat. He grabs his muzzle.
Got something that'll cut this?
Toolbox under the seat. There's a hacksaw.
The door flips open and he moves over.
Go! Go!
They climb aboard, all of them. Once again, the Praetorian is in the driver's seat. Further back, Nux stirs to the squeals of a starter motor.
The Praetorian is sequencing the kill switches. The engines come alive and the war rig rumbles off, climbing through the gears. Nux stumbles after the rig. No matter how gutted he feels, they're not going to get away from him a second time. The road warrior saws away at his cursed iron collar. The girls glare at him. This piece of smegma who would so coldly give them up to the tyrant and abandon the Praetorian to a certain death. The wag, who is dressing Splendid's wound, cannot resist a jibe.
Matthew, you're on it after Anamika.
All the legs you had to shoot. This was his favorite.
Any food?
Give him some.
Vicky?
Capable hand. Give him some.
Nope, you had right.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Capable hands him a raw potato. He shoves it ravenously through his muzzle.
That would be Aubrey. Oh wait, you got another line there, Vicky.
Yeah.
His eyes never leave the Praetorian.
Both hands on the wheel.
Just as well, her arm has drifted casually to the roof where she has concealed a blade. She eases it back into its slot and puts both hands where they can be seen. He empties a kit bag, a journal, a book, a hand mirror, a girl's treasures fall to the floor. He passes the bag to the wag.
Weapons above you, under the seats. There.
He points to a flap above the Praetorian's head.
The Praetorian reveals 2 handguns.
You?
And what you got outside?
He retrieves the concealed blade and drops it onto the kit bag with the rest of the weapons. They eye each other. 2 damaged warriors, independents, caught for the time being in a very edgy alliance. Then, all of a sudden, she turns sharply off her course.
What are you doing?
In those mountains, there's a pass, recently forced open.
No, stay clear. Head south.
You think so? Look out to the right.
But he dare not look away.
The girls rush to the window, mimicking police sirens.
Here they come, gnashing and wailing, the Mogul hordes.
It's 3 brothers, the so-called imperators from Gastown and the Bullet Farm.
The girl closest to the road warrior is knowing.
Our friends from the Sperm Fest. Ow!
He shoves her against the doorpost, his gun to her neck. Now he can look. Sure enough, there's another war party converging on them, twice the size of the first and closer.
I got about 60 big rigs. Polecats, spikes.
There's yours. Rictus Erectus, old pussballs himself.
Oh, you're not gonna be such an ugly baby. Ugly baby, ugly baby, ugly.
Anyone out there not chasing us?
I have an arrangement up ahead. Safe patches through the pass. I wouldn't take these creatures in if I didn't think we could get through.
You can always use us as hostages, but not if you damage the goods.
Suddenly, wheels lock. The rig shudders. Go ahead, Vicky. I'm sorry. I don't know if I messed that up.
Right.
Slowly hiding.
Something down the back.
What?
I don't know. Feels like I'm dragging the fuel pod. Take the wheel.
Tempting, but why trust her?
You stay. I'll go.
He saws like crazy until he is finally free of the muzzle. He leaves, taking the weapons with him.
You. Matthew?
When he is out of sight, Praetorian unscrews the handle of the gear stick. It's another blade, the war party converge, both bleeding fast. The one warrior hurries to check out the back of the ring. Someone has engaged the handbrake on the fuel pod. There is a stowaway on board. Who else could it be with the war boy? He releases the brake, then looks under the ring. He lifts his neck, hauling himself up through the hatch that leads to the cabin. The road warrior yells a warning, but he's too far away to be heard.
The Praetorian doesn't hesitate. She boosts the nitro, hoping to stretch her lead. A moment later, Nux attacks.
launching himself out of the chute. He wraps his chain around her neck. She goes for the blade in the gear stick, but can't quite reach it. The girls climb all over him.
They manage to prise his hands away. He's smearing blood. They wrestle him onto the back seat and sit on him. He is depleted. Nevertheless, the Praetorian wants to kill the mongrel. But Splendid gets in the way.
No, it's all right.
The road warrior appears at the window, but he can't get a shot on Nux through the bodies of the girls. Capable shoves her finger into the barrel of his gun, brave, but not very smart.
Out of the way.
We've got him. We're under control.
We agreed. No unnecessary killing.
Matthew.
He's trying to kill me. He's kamikaze.
He's a stupid kid. At the end of his half-life.
Nux sneezes again, all over knowing.
Oh, thanks.
Get some wire. We'll tie him up.
The Praetorian backs off, looks across to the road warrior, concerned for Capable.
Aubrey?
Okay, I was like, W? Okay. By teeth, I honor him.
Well, look how slick he's conned you, war boy.
He walked with the immortals. He came back to show us the path.
He's a lying old man.
He's our servant.
Yeah, that's why we have this logo seared on our backs. Breeding stock. Battle fodder. Blood bag.
By his hand we'll all be lifted up.
That me?
Yep.
So he's got you killing her killing you and him killing everyone as soon as it's convenient.
If it moves, shoot it. If it don't, cut it down.
Only until the
Oh,
only
wait, that's me.
No, it's not.
Oh, I'm capable. Sorry.
until the only air you can breathe that won't eat you is inside a bubble.
We are not to blame.
Then who killed the world?
Humans holding fervent beliefs. The road warrior is past caring as he waits for an opportunity to put a bullet in the dying warboy. Vicky.
I need all you out of sight. I'm meant to be alone here. Get in. Take him with you down the hold. We'll dump him when we can.
Aubrey.
As the girls manhandle Nux into the chute, the road warrior climbs into the cabin.
What's the story?
I'm stopping up ahead to make a trade. Gag him tight, and leave the hold open, both ends. Get under there.
She's pointing to the space under the dash.
What?
You may have to drive the rig.
He crouches, wary.
This is the sequence. 3, 2, 2, 1. Pump, then repeat.
Matthew. Matthew?
He waved his gun at one of the girls about to climb into the chute. Splendid.
You stay here.
Splendid looks at the Praetorian.
Yeah, but you must not be seen, either of you.
The facts high up at the war rig and the rampaging war parties. What does it say? War parties. A rider waits. The rider inches forward and hops over the edge, and like a mountain goat. Mountains from lunge is a forward scout for the tribal marauders who infest these mountains, the rock riders.
As the rig proceeds, the cliffs tower above them. The passage narrows. There's no way back. The Praetorian turns to the road warrior.
Sorry, hold on. What's your name?
Huh?
He has not spoken his name in years.
I may need to call your name.
He won't give away even that small part of himself.
What's your name?
When I yell fool, drive out of here as fast as you can.
He glares at her. The Praetorian has come through the canyon at its narrowest bottleneck.
Matthew.
Like the pursuing war party. You bring to a stop. She just barks her arms raised. There's no one we see.
Hello? Are you there? I've got your gasoline.
Rock rider emerges high above camouflage and grits the rock. This is the chief. He brandishes what must be the only Scorpion submachine gun left in the world.
It's all here. 2,000 gallons as agreed.
Someone inside the rig starts coughing. It's London. She tries to stifle it against her own warrior's chest, but it's too late.
You said you'd come alone. You said only a few vehicles in pursuit. We count a whole war party.
I got unlucky. Let's do this thing before it's too late.
Well, you gotten there? That's so important.
Nothing to concern you. I'll unhitch the fuel pod. You seal the pass. I'll be on my way.
He moves toward the fuel pod. Brrr, a spray of bullets bars her path.
On your knees.
We don't have time for this.
Face down in the dirt.
The rig is primed to blow. You know that?
He sends rock riders down to investigate.
Matthew.
How we hear the rebel. War party is at ready.
Do it! Do it now!
The chief looks across to the bottleneck. The people have rocks and motors trying to drop. The rumble crescendos. The immortal is unbearably close. Looks tries to escape, but the girl's dragging back into the hole.
We can see the war party now. Now, the whole place is vibrating.
No.
Just when it seems he is never going to do it, the chief signals the big drop. Rock riders pull the triggers. The mass of rocks falls.
Drive! Full! Full!
The road warrior is already in the driver's seat, flicking switches. The boulders cascade, crushing the vehicles leading the war party. Only a flame car and a lone biker make it through. The road warrior guns the engines. The Praetorian rolls under the moving rig. The chief shoots. His rock riders close in.
Matthew, you're after Anamika.
Praetorian climbs into the hole. A rock rider slides his bike into her. He grabbed her leg, dragging her back. His bike is crushed under the wheels of the rig. The girl struggle, trying to pull her to safety.
Close the hatch! Close the hatch!
The girl teed back on a lever. Cover. The hatch flames shut. The rock falls away. Rock rider falls away. The bottleneck. The war party is stuck. Locked jam.
Up front, an Imperator's Bigfoot is being shunted over the wall of fallen boulders. It is the only vehicle with rubber big enough to make it over the top. The Immortan takes the driver's seat, while his brother, Rictus Erectus, mans the gunner's cage. The Praetorian clambers up from the hold into the cabin.
To find the road warrior under attack from the flame car, which made it through the rock fall. He crowds the flame car into the canyon wall. The flame car ramps up the side and flips. It rolls 360 degrees right back onto his feet and continues after the war rig. The rock riders are also giving chase.
Around the corner, these rats have set up a second pile of rocks. A rock rider is about to trigger at the fall, but the Praetorian brings him down. His bike, however, slides forward and strikes the mechanism anyway. The rocks are dislodged.
Nitro, 5th gear, 4,000 revs, fang it!
The road warrior... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Matthew. Matthew.
Or gate gears down and puts the nitro. Its action smooth, precise, clear-headed. The big surges forward. The rocks come raining down. They make it true. The flame car does it.
Now, that was necessary.
The war rig speeds away. The dust settles on the rock pile. A beat. The Bigfoot cometh! Deeper into the canyon. The rock riders are shadowing the war rig, racing along the ridges, ledge hopping. One of them hurts an incendiary. Right into the cabin.
The Praetorian tries to grab the dreadful thing, but can't get her pincers around it. Splendid does, and hurls it out of the window just in time. Bang! The road warrior takes care of business on his side, while the Praetorian takes care of hers. Rock riders fall to their death. It's a shooting gallery.
Splendid has experienced nothing like it. Neither has her unborn child. Frontal attacks. One of the rock riders manages to get out in front. He ignites an incendiary, tosses it. It hits the cow catcher. Flames splash across the windscreen. The road warrior can't see a thing.
The war rig scrapes against the rocks, ripping a hole in its belly. The hatch tears away. Nux is about to fall out when the girls drag him back. They secure his hands to the wall and make for the safety of the cabin. As the last girl enters the chute, Nux calls to her. She is the baby of the group. Let's call her Fragile.
Nux. Is it my turn?
Yes.
Nux is trying to say something. His gag is soaked with blood. Fragile loosens it.
My hands, please. I can't feel my hands.
Flames and spikes. Rock riders surge ahead of the war rig. One lifts his front wheel and motorcycles over 2 pegs in the sand, revealing spikes.
The Praetorian, beating out flames with her jacket, catches sight of them. She reaches across and yanks a lever on the steering column, which drops a cow catcher. Its steel plates tear the spikes out of the ground and shoves them away to the side. Better still, the sand spraying up over the rig has smothered the flames. The road warrior raises the cow catcher and his view clears. Airborne rock riders. A rock rider slingshots up a ramp.
It soars high over the speeding war rig and attempts to land on top of the tanker. He misses, not to deter the next rider, who flies even higher and nails it. The maniac has a Scorpion submachine gun. It's the rock rider's chief.
Fragile has just come up from the hold.
You okay?
Matthew, you're fragile.
Boy, he
What?
fell out.
The chief raises his gun. The road warrior shoots first. And he didn't get him. The Praetorian would have. Oh, and if he had got him. Okay, never mind. And if he didn't get him, the Praetorian would have.
Another rider comes at them, but he too doesn't get very far. His bike crashes down on the back window, freaking the girls and crushing the chute to the hold. The Praetorian hands Splendid to the carbine,
Reload the clip. Bullets are in the bag.
while the Praetorian grabs another weapon. Another rock rider lands on the rig. He rides forward, lifts an incendiary, ready to throw.
The Praetorian meets him with a crossbow. Boom. Twit, twit. He falls. His bike continues forward, tumbling over the hood. Suddenly, the wag is grabbed by the neck. The rock rider is trying to drag her out the window. The Praetorian rises up and shoves him over the side. Now, here's another, and he's about to let loose a very large incendiary.
The Praetorian reaches for her carbine. Splendid is staring at it.
I didn't load it.
Matthew,
Yes.
you're
Right,
Praetorian.
Splendid.
Nope, you're Praetorian.
What?
It's not loaded.
The rock rider is right there, at the window. The road warrior shoots once, twice.
The rock rider goes down under the rig. The incendiary blows away the fuel pod, which rolls detached into the rock face. Whoom! A giant fireball. Rictus Erectus shields himself against the flames as the Immortan drives the Bigfoot right through.
This showdown, when they see him coming, knowing, rips the gun clip from Splendid's hand and begins loading bullets. The Praetorian takes the clip and slides it into her carbine.
Load up everything you can.
The Bigfoot swoops in. Rictus Erectus guns down a rock rider, foolish enough to get in the way. Nux appears. He has slid along the underbelly of the rig by means of a harness.
Is this Aubrey or me?
Sabri.
Oh, sorry, he can't believe it. There is his warlord staring right back at him.
Little piece of smeg. What's he been doing all this time?
Matthew.
He's either a coward or a traitor.
Nux lashes his change into the gunner's pod and tries to haul himself up. He is exhausted. Rictus nudges him with the burst of flame.
Mediocre, smeg. Mediocre.
No, is that me? Nux tumbles into the pod, bewildered. He pleads with his warlord.
Nux Historicus. I'm Nux Historicus.
All he gets is a cold stare and another great burst of flame from Rictus. In the cabin, Knowing is struggling with a crossbow.
Can't do it. I just can't do it.
Use the lever.
What's happening?
That was
That was
Aubrey's
you.
turn. Sorry.
It's okay. Use the lever.
I am.
Now it's your turn, Matthew.
Bigfoot comes alongside. The Immortan lines up a shot on the road warrior. But Splendid gets in the way. To make matters worse, capable of the wag provide cover for the Praetorian. She shoots.
The elite guard dives, takes a bullet for his warlord. Before the Praetorian can make a second shot, the Immortan swerves up onto higher ground.
Don't let him get ahead of you.
The duel. This is where the road warrior lives. He feels more himself. The intensity clears the mind. He fangs it. The war rig thunders ahead of the Bigfoot.
But not for long. The Immortan counters with a nitro-assisted surge of his own. His vehicle is surprisingly full of grunt. It swoops down alongside the rig and seems to be nosing ahead.
Oh, tight.
He swings the wheel. The rig careens up onto high ground and claws back the lead. Claws back the lead.
Aubrey.
Now he swoops off the ridge. He claims the ground in front of the Bigfoot and shoves it aside. Meantime, the elite guard who took the bullet wants reassurance before he dies.
Am I awaited? Am I awaited?
Rictus Erectus sprays him gold and hoists him overboard.
Matthew.
The track is wider now. Too wide to rock the road warrior's weight, so the Immortan goes for broke. He ramps up a slope and soars over the front of the war rig. Whump! The huge wheels bounce over the cow catcher. The Bigfoot slews unstable along the road warrior to gain the lead again. The impact, however, has damaged the war rig's radiator. Steam hisses. The engines are at risk of overheating.
The Praetorian lines up another shot on the warlord. Splendid offers herself as a shield once more.
Hold fire!
But his brother Rictus has already lined up his harpoon and on the road warrior. It misses and thuds into the dash.
As the Bigfoot pulls away, the harpoon rips out, jamming the road warrior's fingers on the steering wheel. Worse still, the wheel is yanked off the steering column, and the harpoon jags on the doorpost, crushing his hand. At this moment, he has absolutely no control over his vehicle.
Then, cool as you like, Splendid reaches for the bolt cutters and cuts the harpoon cable away. The road warrior's hand is free, but the wheel is jerked out of the rig. There's nothing to steer with. The Praetorian locks a spanner onto the steering column. It gives him a degree of control. Up ahead, there's a tight turn and jagged rocks.
Splendid is trapped, caught on the outside of the cabin. He does his best to steer clear, but can't avoid the rocks. Smash! They rip deep into the body of the rig. The girl is gone. No, wait!
There she is, coming out from behind the cabin. She seemed okay. The road warrior does something we've not seen him do before. He smiles. The girl smiles back. In all the chaos, a small moment and grace. That's cruelty be forgiven. The debt owed, a bond forged. The girl clambers up into the cabin, grasping hold of the door, but then something truly awful. Her foot slips on the blood from her wound.
The door, battered by impacts and buzzard attacks, pulls off its hinges. It comes away entirely. The road warrior watches Splendid's fall. The Immortan sees it too. He tries to avoid her body. The Bigfoot goes belly up.
Nux is a mess. He cannot believe it has come to this. Nor can the girls.
I was holding her. I had her in my arms.
Aubrey.
I was, see, it fell off. It just fell off.
Capable comes at the road warrior.
Stop! Why don't you stop?
She went under the wheels.
You don't know that! Turn around!
Are you sure? Did you see it?
She went under the wheels.
A moment of intense scrutiny. She knows he is telling the truth.
Then we keep going.
No!
We keep going!
She was here. I was holding her, and then she wasn't anymore.
The busted door jamb makes a silly noise, mocking them. As for the road warrior, his face betrays none of his emotions, not even the pain of his mangled fingers.
The warlord of the Immortan surveys the damage. His brother Rictus erectus lies out crushed under the wreck of the Bigfoot. And in his arms, he holds the broken figure of the most valued of his wives. Reclamations, the renegade warwigs leaves the canyon behind, heading out into a vast salt lake. The road warrior has fashioned a wheel and crossbow.
As the Praetorian helps lash it to the steering column, she tries to assess the man's state of mind. Have the events in the canyon shifted him in some small way? Is there any honor here? A loud sound intrudes on her thoughts. The engines have overheated. Steam pours out of the damaged radiators. They are obliged to bring the war rig to a stop. While he lifts the hood, the Praetorian keeps an eye on the canyon.
All of a sudden, the girls are shouting.
Cheeto!
Don't be stupid. Stop!
Fragile, running back towards the canyon. The others give chase.
He'll forgive us. I know he will.
Cheeto, listen!
So our sons become warlords. So what? They have pressed a few smelly people. So what?
The Praetorian lifts her carabine. Is that a tear in her eye?
Through the scope, she can see Fragile running and coming on fast, 2 bikes. She shoots. Vroom, click, clack. First one, then the other bike falls to the ground. Fragile stops. Capable and the wag take hold of her, trying to coax her back.
Cheeto, whatever happens, there's no looking back. Whatever happens.
We were protected. We were treasured. What's wrong with that?
Matthew?
Not at everybody else's expense.
I don't want to hear that again.
They were her words.
Yeah, and she's dead.
We can't let you go, Chi. Wring your hands, tear your hair, but you're not going back.
They drag her forcibly back to the rig. One of the fallen riders is back on his bike, coming at them again. Blam! The Praetorian drops him a second time. The shadows are longer now. The war rig is on its way again. The girls are lost in their sorrow, overwhelmed by the absence of their splendid.
The road warrior has found a bandage and is seeing to his mangled fingers.
So where is this green place?
A long night front, heading straight into your shadow.
The Praetorian is clipping herself into some kind of body harness.
Okay, I want inventory. Count the bolts for the crossbows. Make every gun match every gun with its bullets.
She wants everybody busy.
We're looking for what exactly?
Rainfall, vegetation, a better way to conduct our lives. You'll know it when you see it.
So will the pursuit.
There'll be winds to erase our tracks. If not, we'll find a force to equal them.
The many mothers.
The
Sorry. Sorry. Where are we at?
My
We go
God.
There.
All right, here we go.
The Volvolini. Try and eat, drink. You want to piss, piss in the can. The engines will use all the fluid we can spare. I'm going down below to do some running repairs. Keep her steady, nothing above 2,000 revs.
We need a lookout. Down the back.
I can do it.
No, I want you all together.
It's okay. I'll be careful. I'll feel kind of, useful.
Aubrey.
No, they'll be coming out of the sun.
Oh, I think you had action descriptions, but
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. Thankful for his intervention, the girl leaves for the gunner's pod. The road warrior and the Praetorian exchange glances. Seems he's along for the ride, at least until they find the green place.
Moments later, the Praetorian is slung under the rig, making her way to the engines. Capable is at the gunner's pod. Now that she is alone, she is sobbing. She settles in with her telescope when, huh? Is there someone under the seat?
Matthew?
Where'd you get here?
Nux doesn't answer.
She let you go, Cheeto.
Shoulda let me fall.
He starts banging his head. She bends down to look. His body is shaking with a terrible fever. His back is burnt. He is angry.
He saw it all. He saw it. My own blood bag driving the rig that kills her. Nux vomits. Nux vomitus.
Now he's pounding his head something awful.
Don't do that.
She lays a soothing hand on him. He looks up.
1, 2, 3 times the door was open to me. Nux historicus. They were calling my name. I should be walking with the immorta, feasting in the pleasure gardens with the heroes of all time.
I'd say it was your manifest destiny not to.
I was a war boy. I thought I was being spared for something great. I got to drive a pursuit vehicle. For a while, even Larry and Barry stopped chewing on my windpipe.
Larry and Barry?
Nux points to the tumors on his neck.
Matthew, that'd be you.
Only very give me the night fever's will.
Her eyes are lovely and kind. He eases a little.
Has it occurred to you there are other things besides dying for a hoary old dick swinger?
Something unexpected. A panorama so green and luxuriant it is almost alien. It's a greeting card. The wag has been decorating the cabin with mementos from the dome. A shrine, maybe?
Knowing, meanwhile, updates the inventory. She calls the road warrior's attention to the Praetorian's carbine. Her tone is suggestive, sarcastic.
There are only 4 bullets for Big Boy here, so he's all but useless.
Now she dangles a small pistol.
But we can squirt off this little pinky and raunchy 59 times.
She refers to the bullets cradled in her lap. She holds one between her fingers, ruefully.
And oh God, used to call them anti-seed. Plant one and watch something die.
The road warrior looks at her like she's the one who's crazy.
Yes.
Yep.
Just then, we hear a sound. So unexpected, too. Sorry. Just then, we hear a sound so unexpected it, too, is almost alien. Fragile is singing, keening at the mention of Splendid's name. Knowing and the wag join in. The aching harmonies carry to the Praetorian down in the engines. Capable adds her voice to the song for Angan Harad. Nux has not heard anything so beautiful in all his life. Hold the road warrior. The face is impassive. Who knows what's in his heart?
The war rig is a tiny arc of humanity in the immense trackless wasteland. The girl's lament wafts up to us, soon to be swamped by the more brutal sounds of the war party. 100 vehicles have cleared the pass. As the horde rages towards us, we are assaulted by the demented guitar and thundering drums of the Doof Man. Fade to black.
Matthew.
Part 3, 100 nights running. Hours later, the war rig makes it way by the almost full moon. None but the foolhardy or the powerful would risk travel by headlight. The girls, however, find solace in the flame of a small candle. Everyone is lost in their song, but quite suddenly the rig begins to slip. The surface of the salt plate is turning soft. The road warrior tries to keep a steady course.
While the Praetorian climbs out in front, guiding him to what looks like stable ground. The rig is lurching wildly now. The wheels begin to spin. They're slowly about to bog. The road warrior gears down, nudging, coaxing the Leviathan forward, until finally it grips solid ground and comes to rest on a small dry island in the quagmire.
The choice. The Praetorian looks ahead.
I don't see an end to it. There are a few dry patches. Who knows?
Aubrey.
Better look at this.
Behind them, the lights of the war party skim the horizon. There are but a few. They are but a few miles away.
Well, we can't go back, that's for sure.
Matthew. Matthew,
Yeah,
you're next. You
all
have
right.
questions and descriptions here.
Ronaldo. Gosh, it's built something it out to the ground. Spare wheels, a refrigeration unit, heavy chains. Anything to tighten the like the warriors and seating the backs. The thunder sticks. You can hear the war party now. It's from south to students in the night.
A mile or so back, the tracks of the war rig are obliterated by those of the war party charging on madly towards its prey. Meantime, those tracks, booby-trapped by the road warrior, fill with mother's milk. The rig, somewhat lighter now, makes its way across to the next dry island, the Bogfest. At first, they're doing okay, advancing through the mush, using the dry patches as stepping stones.
But pretty soon,
Where now?
It's all the same. Gun it.
he does, but the rig starts to slip and slide again. Despite his best efforts, the bogies lose traction. The war rig shudders. It's no longer moving forward. The wheels threaten to bog the axles. He cuts the engines.
Ian Morton is coming on fast. His war boys, spurred on by the doofman's guitar. The road warrior and the Praetorian have dismantled the steel-plated engine covers. They work them in under the bogged bogie wheels, one on each side.
So, Matthew, you're up. Oops.
All right.
Sorry, let me back it up.
Those.
Wait 1 sec.
All right.
Mike.
Those directly beyond
There you go.
the lead party, the lead pursuit vehicles. From slowing into the two tracks, they hit the road warrior boogie cuts. Directly behind rubber on breaths for to retain their speed. In doing so, they pan out to more treacherous ground so they stick a box, slide, cannon, slam into each other. The crowd is chaos many times. Pretty soon we have a giant rooster tailing unbested dog vehicles. The Morton arrives in the green horse. And our party is going nowhere.
The road warrior steps back. Is this going to work? The Praetorian eases out of the clutch. The bogie wheels ride up on the steel plates, and the war rig pulls itself out of the mud. The road warrior and the girls retrieve the plates, while the Praetorian tries to keep the rig moving, just as long as she can.
Back at the war party, wow. The doof man marks time with a subdued bass rhythm as the important issues orders through his elite war boys.
Bring up the tank tracks. Clear me a path. The bullet farmer and I will proceed with lethal ordnance. Tow everything else back out to dry ground. Split 2 ways. Skirt the perimeter We'll all meet on the other side of the quagmire. One way or the other, brothers, we will have them.
By now, he has been joined by his remaining brothers, the Imperators. That's the Bullet Farmer on the left, and the People Eater on the right. The war rig only travels so far before it is bogged again.
The Praetorian runs back to help the road warriors and the girls. Together, they drag steel plates through the mud.
Hey, look at us, the Caravan of Courage.
The warlord and his brothers wait for the vehicles to be cleared. Tank tracks have been fitted to the Bullet Farmer's Peacekeeper. The Bullet Farmer is twirling his guns impetuously. The People Eater fidgets with his nipples while reading off a ledger.
Down 30,000 units of gasoline, 19 canisters of nitro, 12 assault bikes, 12 PVs, not to mention rations, ordnance. The body count of Brother Rictus no longer erectus.
Hannah, I think you have War Boy.
Oh, sorry. I thought somebody
fine.
was reading the.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know. I thought there's a action description line up there we're missing.
Yeah.
I'll just take that and then we can go into that next. The Immortan nods, elite war boy who shouts to the Doofman.
Coma! G him up!
Coma jacks of the rhythm, and sure enough, so does the work rate of the troops.
The way is almost clear when the organic mechanic emerges from the Gigahorse.
Warlord, the girlie is breathing her last.
The Immortan goes to join him.
I'm being called to the torture.
His peacekeeper rumbles forward, bristling with weapons.
Brother, please, a little control. This venture cannot afford the loss of another wife.
Only in the defense of liberty, sir. Not one angry shot.
He taps his driver, and his vehicle roars off after the fugitives.
Protect the assets! Protect the assets!
In the back of the Gigahorse, Splendid is still breathing, but her breaths are shallow, erratic, terminal. The organic mechanism is listening to her belly. Matthew, you're next.
It's gone all quiet in there.
Then let's see. Haley.
Okay, sorry. Then get it out!
Outside, an elite war boy turns to Coma.
Play something soulful, respectful.
Come give us Hendrix, riffling on a tune dimly recognizable as that late 20th century piece of kitsch, Feelings.
The Immortan waits, his eyes turbulent, as the organic mechanic goes about his woeful task.
Iron shame.
The Immortan pushes him aside.
Another month could have been your viable human.
Matthew.
Was it Neil?
Yeah, your A1 Alpha Prime. Perfect in every way.
Coma's guitar howls in the night.
War boys are slogging through the mud ahead of the Bullet Farmer's vehicle, checking the track for thundersticks. Sure enough, they find one.
They set this way off the track. We need to sweep wider.
No, this is already too slow.
He lifts his weapons and blasts away. The war boys scatter. He is using his handguns as minesweeps.
The warlord, who is just setting out in his Gigahorse, is surprised to hear gunfires. Okay. The road warrior hears it too. He hurries on, hauling plates like a crazed pack animal. Up ahead, the war rig is doing it hard. Spinning its wheels, it grinds its way slowly through the mud, till once again it's stuck fast.
The Praetorian slumps, allowing herself a moment of quiet despair. With all the strain, the engines are overheating again. The bullet farmer is moving fast now. His war boys can't keep up. His sweep is working. Boom! He clears a landmine ahead. When his guns are spent, he inhales the smoke through his nostrils, then blows it out of his mouth.
Casting aside his empties, he grabs fresh weapons and continues to barrage, while junior war boys frantically reload at his feet. The girls' panicked gunfire seems to be mocking them. Bang, 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 bang. The World Warrior doubles his efforts. She rises off his back, and Praetorian comes forward with her carbine.
Who is that?
The bullet farmer. No one else could afford so many rounds.
Matthew.
What if someone...
You
She
still gotta-
raises her weapon but doesn't shoot.
He's still out of range.
What if someone else could drive?
This is not the time to learn.
Aubrey.
Sorry, give me 1 second. Okay. Then a flash. Everything goes bright. The bullet farmer is using his spotlights. The road warrior shoves his engine cover into place. As the girls set the one on the other side, the Praetorian is waiting for the bullet farmer to come into range. Quite suddenly, the war rig moves off. The road warrior and the Praetorian are left staring at each other.
They give chase. Capable is riding aboard.
Matthew, are you awake? Matthew? Do you fall asleep?
Yeah,
You gotta stay awake for this. You're capable.
I'm capable.
For this scene, yep.
Who am I playing?
Capable in this page.
He wants to help. He's lost the faith.
Who?
The war boy. He's lost the faith.
What have you girls been up to?
Haley?
Who is Wag? The Wag.
Hey, that last I heard, he fell off the truck.
The rig only goes so far. The wheels lose traction, and once again it slides to a standstill.
There's high ground ahead, just beyond that thing.
He needs the tree.
Aubrey.
Come out now, hands up high.
I can make it easy. I know this machine.
Matthew.
I think he's falling asleep. He does. He built one of the engines.
He was driving away.
He's trying to help.
Yeah, sure.
He's doing it for me.
Say, anyone notice the bright light? Encroaching gunfire.
The boy should drive
Why? All of a sudden? Because he talks sweet to her?
because she will be holding this to the back of his head.
He shoves the small pistol into Knowing's hand.
Then he grabs the Praetorian's gun, props himself against the rig. Hey, I cannot keep up when you just
Sorry,
against
it's
the
my,
rig, takes careful aim. He fires at the light. The light keeps coming. He tries again, bang, it keeps coming.
You've got 2 left.
He hands the gun back to the Praetorian. She rests the barrel on his shoulder.
Hold your breath. Very still.
Blam! The light is snuffed out, and Praetorian turns the gun on Nux. But the night lights up again. Reflexively, she turns and fires her last round. Bullseye. The second light explodes in the bullet farmer's face. He falls to the deck.
The guns go silent. Nux is out of the cabin, making a run for it. The Praetorian rushes forward, about to club him, but Nux has a cable, dragging it out from a hole in the cow catcher.
Use the winch! Hook it round the thing!
It's as good an idea as any. The road warrior and the girls are already running back for the plates.
The bullet farmer rises into frame. He's clawing at his eyes.
I'm Tom. I've been torn. Hold up a flare.
Sir, I am holding a flare.
Closer.
Imperator, it's right in front of your eyes, sir.
The bullet farmer bellows with pain and rage. Nux drags the winch cable towards the tree.
It's too short. The war boys are binding the bullet farmer's eyes. Shrugging off the pain, he reaches back.
Gun me! Gun me!
They slap Uzi submachine guns into each of his hands, and the debauchery begins.
Uzi, be my eyes, be my light, Uzi, Uzi.
He's spraying.
Sorry, my computer's tricky.
He's spraying bullets everywhere.
They zigzag across the
I'm
landscape,
awake.
snaking their
Oh, turn it up.
you're next. Snaking their way towards the fugitives, who are once again hauling the plates through the mud. In the frenzy, the wag falls. The bullets strafe past her. But as she gets to her feet, now it's you, Matthew.
They swing back in her direction. The Praetorian throws her to the ground and takes a bullet in the hip. The barrage intensifies. The bullet farmer is ranting. The bullet farmer, Colt, Anaconda, Armalite, M16, Beretta, M59.
Who's next? Takes the next page.
Okay. His driver is concerned.
Wouldn't want to hit the booty, sir.
The bullet farmer just keeps shooting.
Glock, Browning, Heckler and Koch, Ruger, Luger, Kalashnikov.
The Praetorian and the wag are out there in the mud, helpless, hostage to the strafing. Suddenly, the road warrior is coming towards them, staggering under the weight of a steel plate.
He gets into place just in time. It's a matter of will now. He's determined to see them through. The bullets pound against their meager shield. They then trail on towards the other girls.
Don't they know they're shooting at us?
Thud, thud, the bullets impact the plate. The girls wail. Thud, 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 thud. The bullet farmer is pleased.
You see that? See that? I found them.
See, I think it's Matthew's turn. Is he up? Nope. Oh, darn. I don't know what's going on with my computer. So sorry. There you go. His driver veers off course.
What are you doing?
Haley? You think you muted?
He's got the gun fever.
He's an imperator.
He'll kill the girls.
As they struggle for the wheel, the driver pulls hard to the left. The vehicle lurches, the bullet farmer totters and slips on the spent shells. His Uzis flail, spraying rounds. The war boys make for cover as a peacekeeper slows to a dead stop.
What is this? Who told you to stop?
Ah.
Aubrey, that's you.
A flare lights the sky red. Now that the guns have fallen silent, our fugitives are making a push for the rig. Despite the Praetorian's wound, they are almost there. The war boy who fired the flare indicates the rig revealed in the distance.
They're to our right, about 2 clicks.
Okay, thunder
Okay.
up. There you go.
Got me.
Yep, it's you. I
Yes.
can't see if you're awake or not, man.
Okay,
because I
thunder
can't
up,
see your
walk
face.
alone.
He kicks his driver in the back of the head.
Peredur, he's dead.
I cannot shoot. Drive at the same. I cannot shoot and drive at the same time.
One of his little loader chambers into the driver's seat and guns the engines.
There's my smeg.
The dead are discarded, and the peacemaker roars off in the direction of the war rig.
What's it gonna be, boys? Blam! The fourth commandment, bam, bam! Or the second amendment, blam!
The war boys respond, picking up his rhythm. Blam, 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 blam. And before long, they've all got the gun fever.
The hellfire hits the war rig just as the steel plates are set under the bogies. As the rig lurches forward, the road warrior and the others scramble for cover. The Praetorian helps the girls into the cabin, thinking it will be safe there. Nux coaxes the rig forward as the road warrior grabs the winch cable and makes for the tree.
War rig advances, droning, wheels spinning, when... ... A big hit shakes it to the core. The bullet farmer and his boys are using grenade launchers. Whoosh! Another flare lights the landscape red. The road warrior hauls on the winch cable. The rig inches closer.
The Praetorian works the plates, trying to claw more out of those bogies. Nux brings all his skills to bear, working the gears.
I'm here.
Clutch. Okay, pick it up.
That's mine.
Yes, if you hear me talking, that means I think you're asleep.
All right, sorry. Inch micro inch, but it's just not enough.
Now the Uzis are finding their mark again. So are the grenade launchers. The war rig is rocked by another close impact. It's going no further. It's stuck. The gunfire is loud now. The assailants are closing in. The Praetorian wants the girls out of the cabin. The road warrior is yelling at Nux.
A couple more feet!
That's the most I can get out of her.
Aubrey?
Come on, run together.
That's when the road warrior sees the cabin and starts running for the truck.
Come on, run, together!
I know where to run to.
Into the mist, away from the guns!
She looks at the road warrior.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm not sure what's going on with my computer.
Go. It's all right. Go. We'll follow if we can.
Another flare. The bullet farmer is closing in. The road warrior has bolt cutters.
Hold out your arms.
The Praetorian and the girls make it through the high ground. The road warrior has hooked the length of chain to the winch cable.
Was that just...
He
So that would be Vicky.
lashes it around to the trunk of the tree. It reaches. He clips it into place. Next engages the winch. There is a terrible straining and creaking. but sure enough, the Warwick begins to claw its way slowly out of the mud. Yeah, I was lost too.
I think we'll stop at the next pausing point here. So let's keep going. That was Matthew just read, so let's go on to Hannah.
Okay. The gunfire is intense. Nux climbs up over the engines onto the cabin. The road warrior dives behind the tree, which takes a direct hit from a grenade. The war rig is moving more freely now, but the tree has been weakened. It's taking enormous strain. The road warrior can feel the roots crack under his feet.
The entire tree is being pulled off the ground. The engines are about to blow, but Nux fangs it away. The tree is keeling over. The rig gathers momentum and surges forward. The road warrior rides the trunk as it swings into the side of the rig.
The tree hangs there, tethered by the winch cable. He clambers into the cabin. When the cable stretches to its full extent, it snaps and the tree falls away. The girls are on the high ground, running from the tumult. Like some rampant megalosaur, the war rig rises up in front of them. It waits down the track. They're on the some sort of causeway.
The Praetorian opens the driver's door. Despite his injuries and his fevers, Nux is euphoric.
My whole life, I never thought I'd pull off something sweet as that.
The Praetorian doesn't trust him, not one bit.
Yeah, I want you running out and front.
That's not fair.
Praetorian ignores her.
How bad are the engines?
One is hot and thirsty. Two's about to blow.
They're coming, I can hear them coming.
He's right. There's some gunfire and the sound of Peacemaker revving its motor. The Praetorian looks across to the road warrior.
He has grabbed a machete, some thunder sticks, and a tank full of gas.
Go down the track 1/2 mile. If I'm not back by the time your motor's cool, move on.
With that, he heads back into the mist, towards the gunfire.
What do you suppose he's going to do?
Retaliate first.
The rig moves off. Is this the last they'll see of him?
All right, we're going to pause for a sec. It is about 8:20, and I looked through the script. We are not even actually halfway through it.
Woo!
I know.
Wow.
500-page script, and we're at page 184. But I think we'll pause for this evening here, and I think I've got a better way to do this for next time.
Okay.
So, and let me just run it by you here while I've got you here, and then we'll break for the evening for the reading, and then go into any discussions. But I think what might make it easier is if whoever's turn it is to read, if you've got actions and descriptions, you stop reading action descriptions when the next character comes on. And then we just don't keep characters consistent through the page. So we'll just read every other line in order. And if you want to try it for a bit, we could do that. But that might mean that one person reads, a character on that page, and then 2 characters later, it's someone else reading that. Two readers later, someone else is reading that same character. But if we just do every other line, essentially. So you might be spending, does that make sense?
Yeah.
That might work, yeah.
And then if you've got you might get a long set of action descriptions before the next character shows up. You might get a whole page or 2 pages, but I think that evens out over the script. So, and then whenever a character shows up, you read that first line of that character, and then you're done for your turn, and it goes to the next person. So we really do stay in order the whole time.
Yeah.
So when you hear someone else's voice, so if you're still up for reading some more, we can continue, and if not, we can pause. Up to you guys. You're up for reading, Haley?
Yeah. Anybody else, though? I'm cool with it.
We can take
Yeah,
a
I'm good.
break if you like.
Yeah, I think that might be good.
Yeah. So since we've been for 2 hours. Matthew, what did you say? Matthew, did you say you wanted to stay reading or not?
Just
We're
want to
taking a
get
5-minute break.
Yes, we're taking a 5-minute break, but did you want to come back and read, or are you done for the night? Because I know it's really late where you're at.
Are we gonna read some more after the break?
That depends. You're welcome to stay and read some more, yes.
Uh,
Or do you have to go?
I would like to read some more. I would like to get more done.
Okay, then we'll take a 5-minute break and read some more.
I'll be right back.
Thank you for that. Okay. I'm going to pause the recording for a bit then. Pause, but we'll still be live streaming. I think I paused the recording. I might just pause screen sharing.
Yeah, it still says YouTube.
Yeah, the YouTube part will still be live streaming.
Yeah.
I don't really have a way to stop that easily, so we'll just come back in 5 minutes. So about 7 after the hour. Oh dear God. Well, if you're still out there listening on YouTube land, thank you for being patient with us. Hopefully it'll be a little smoother after the break. Matthew's back. I see Vicky's back. I put some things in the chat on.
So we're still doing this round robin style.
Yes, but we're gonna change it up, Matthew. So can you see what I wrote in the chat?
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
it said that we're gonna stay in order and read whatever character line is next.
Yes, and then when that character line is done, it jumps automatically to the next person, even if that, and then if that character line shows up again, it still goes to the next person. So you don't keep your same character for the same page. You just get whatever line is next. And if that line is action descriptions, then you keep action descriptions until the next character line shows up. So you get just one line, and that moves to the next one section of lines, you know, however many lines that character has. And then it jumps to the next character or to the next
Right.
descriptions. So is everybody back? I can only see one.
I'm so sorry. I would like to stay, but I have to go.
Oh, okay. Well, all right, that's fine.
Okay. It's
We
pretty
could-
late here.
I was asking if people wanted to still read or if they wanted to just come back in next week and do it. So,
Yeah, I think I have to get going too. I'm sorry,
okay,
guys.
that's fine.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fine. And you did great, Hannah. I love listening to you.
Yes, you did a
Thank
fantastic
you.
job, Hannah, honestly.
I'm so
Thank
sorry
you.
your first time was so confusing. I promise it's not normally like this.
Well, I'm sure that next times will be super easy then.
It's not usually like this at all. Usually it's something a little different.
Usually we have everything cast ahead of time. I just had a really, really rough week, so
That's okay.
Oh, Catherine, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, it's totally
Yeah.
fine. We understand.
Totally.
well, then I will stop sharing here for a sec, and I'll put the recording itself back on. And anyone who wants to stay and discuss can do so, and everyone who needs to leave.
I think I'm gonna get going. All right, bye, guys.
All right.
Bye. It was nice meeting you all.
Nice meeting you, Hannah.
I'm also
Bye,
gonna
Mika.
go, 'cause I'm pretty sleepy, but I will see you a little later.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about this next time we meet to discuss.
Yeah, we can absolutely just pause right here and then pick up discussion stuff too next week. So,
Okay, awesome.
same time, same bat channel, yada yada yada.
Yes, sounds good. All right, bye, Kat.
All right. Good
Bye,
night.
everybody.
Bye.
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 And Vicky, can you stay on for just a sec after Ross?
Sure.
That'd be great. So Matthew, we're done for the evening, I think. Matthew? Matthew? Did he fall asleep again? Matthew!
Yeah,
I think we decided to actually quit for the evening because everyone was really tired.
you're right.
So we'll catch you next week.
All right.
All right. Cool.
Are we gonna finish it next week?
We're gonna continue next week. We might finish it. We'll see. Because I said we're not even halfway through yet. But hopefully it'll be smoother next week. All right?
Or it may take us 3 weeks to finish it.
Yes. We'll continue reading it next week. So we'll catch you then. Okay?
All right.
All right. There we go. And I'm gonna pause a recording or stop it rather. There we go. Okay. Oh my God, that was just it was just awful. I wanted to pick your brain a little bit on how difficult it is to have Matthew in our readings, because
He really slows things down.
he really, really slows things down, and I would love to have him be able to read, you know, because it's nice to have it open to everyone, but I don't want it to have it be really rough on everyone else too, and I wasn't quite sure what to do.
And I think about people watching
Yeah, that too.
and how painful it must be for them. And it's hard to think of how to do it, what to say. Yeah. I've thought about this for a while actually, because yeah, he can read, but he's not he's not there. He's not going to
No.
pick up his lines on his own.
Mm-mm. You know, and so you don't have any talent to read, but you do have to like get on time.
Yeah,
And I had the same problem in Two Households with another reader who reminds me of Albert.
right.
Same thing, you know, and I've pretty much on that one decided that if I'm going to cast him with anything, I'm going to give him either small parts or parts that I know he can handle and limit it to that. When we do something like this with the whole round robin style, it's really difficult.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I'm not sure how we should handle it. I think he's probably tried to read with other groups, and he's been asked to not read with them, and it feels so cruel. And yes, it does work with Albert to give him smaller parts. Though he can be slow on the uptake even with that. I don't know.
yeah, I was like tearing my hair out last week, and I was like, the last time I read with him, you know, and it was, and with here too, you know, it's like this is just not working, and I don't want to scare everyone else away from reading. Like this is Hannah's first time, and I thought, oh God, I hope she doesn't think it's like this all the time,
Yeah,
you know.
I don't think she does. You did say that it's the first time we've done it this way, and
Mhm.
yeah, I think she, hopefully she will join us again.
You know, and I hopefully would have time to actually cast the script, the second half of this thing. It might make it go a little smoother for next time. We don't have to do it round robin style next time. It was just, I totally ran out of time today. So,
Yeah, understandably. Yeah, that could make a difference. Um, and when it comes to lines, like I said at the beginning, this one is almost all action and description. Very little dialogue.
yeah, and I thought it was a typo when I saw it. It said 500 pages, and I'm like, what? No, this must be like part of a bigger document or something. But I think it is told because of all the pictures. It probably
Yeah.
really is 500 pages, and we're only on 180 something.
And it is a long movie. I
Mm-hmm.
think if you see it on TV, it's at least 3 hours
Oh, okay.
with commercials, I think longer. So
It might take us 3 readings to get through it. I hope not, but it'll probably go faster next week, anyways. And I think it just
yeah.
took so long because we had to pause and wait and pause and wait and pause and wait so many times. So,
So yeah, I'm available Sunday if you want me to help you cast it.
okay. Yeah, the hard part was I didn't have any time whatsoever to even count lines. Even like, I didn't even have time to go through and look at the number of characters we had. So it was just a totally crazy week.
Yeah.
And like I said, and I was really discombobulated today because my sister, who I don't get along with my sister, she's very, very like Republican, and she voted for Trump, and you know she's that. And every single time I have to have any interaction with her whatsoever, she has to throw in a political comment and just, you know, she's like haha, my guy won kind of thing, you know. And you know, she granted, and she was rightfully mad this week because my dad has not had a phone for 2 months, and
Right.
because and I've been having some difficulty putting it together because he couldn't remember his passwords for anything, and he didn't have internet service, and he didn't have a credit card because he's so far gone in his dementia that he doesn't
Right.
remember anything. I mean, even today he didn't realize that he hadn't told me that he got a new phone. Um, and he was talking, you know, his has a housemate, um, And I've been calling her on her phone to talk to my dad. And she told me today, like, well, your dad got a new phone. She didn't think to tell me that either, right?
Right.
So I said, okay, well, I'm going to talk to him then on his phone because there's no point using her phone. So I said, Dad, why don't you go get your phone? He's like, what phone? He's like, your new phone. He's like, you have my phone. I'm like, no, the new phone that you got. And so she handed it to him. And so I hung up on her and called him, and he didn't even know how to answer it. I had to call him twice, and someone had to show him how to answer it. And then he didn't realize he was on his phone. He thought he was still on her phone. Like,
Right.
yeah, and it was just 2 minutes ago. I'm like, Dad, no, this is your phone. This is your number I called. Well, what is my number? I'm like, oh my God. And I don't know what to do. Because like I said, he should not be living by himself. And
Yeah.
it just that whole, when your dad is, and my mom's gone. She passed away a few years ago. So and my sister's in Florida, as far away from our dad as she could possibly be. So I was really, really mad because, she has the gall to say, I'm not taking good enough care of him. I'm like, you're not even here. So
Yeah.
yeah, all this stuff, which I don't need to, I just need to pour on top of you, but that's what's going on in my life right now. And
Yeah.
so, plus the 2 cats dying back to back. That was
Yeah.
hard.
That's why I didn't contact you, because I thought, well, okay. In fact, I thought possibly we might even call tonight off, depending on what was going on in
Yeah,
your world.
we had such awesome readers on. I didn't want to, especially a brand new one. I didn't want to cancel on when she showed up. So
Yeah.
we'll give it a shot here. And I didn't really think the round robin was gonna be that hard, but it probably wouldn't have been if I hadn't made it so complicated. So, um,
So I don't know. What do you think we should do with Matthew?
I don't know because he doesn't hear anything I say,
No, you tell him exactly what he needs to know, and then he'll ask that question.
Yeah, like, who am I
It's-
playing? I'm like, we just explained this. You're not playing anyone. So
Yeah. I think that fact alone, yeah, there's more than one reason why it's just not really working with him.
hmm I mean, I can maybe tell him that we'll give him another shot and he has to be able to stay on his lines. And if he can't do it, then we'll have to ask him to leave or something to that effect,
Right.
or I'll tell
And we can't give him big parts because
Mm-mm.
yeah. Yeah, that sounds good, that we give him another chance, being understood that it really slows everything down. And for our YouTube audience, it's just not fair.
Yeah.
If we weren't recording it, if it
not be
wasn't
as big.
live,
Mhm.
that would be different. But even then, it would be like, ah. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think he does need a conversation.
Okay. I don't know if I want to do it by text or if I want to I might give him a phone call or on Facebook Messenger. We'll see how it goes, but not tonight.
Right, not tonight. He'll be asleep already. He'll be
Anyway.
asleep. Yeah.
He was falling asleep on screen. I was like, and I can't even see his face. It drives me nuts because all I see of him is like this, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't even tell if he's awake. So, and he's always.
I recall when he first joined us, and I was describing to my husband, we have this new reader, and I'm not even sure what he looks like, but what we get to see of him reminds me of the character off of Goonies, the brother that they have chained to the chair, because it's like,
Yep. Mhm.
And in the end, when you do get to see his face, and I think that's why he does that. He doesn't want everyone to see.
Oh, you think it's on purpose?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Mhm.
Yeah, I think he does.
Yeah, it didn't even occur to me.
Oh dear. But yeah, we'll do it again next week and give him a small part with the understanding that it's kind of to see how well he can.
Stay on
We
top of it.
can't have these long pauses because what should be, we know what should be 2 hours turns into 3 when you have somebody like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching the clock and I'm like, oh dear God, we should have been through this part already. So,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I just want to make sure that we were on the same page. I didn't want to make any, unilateral decisions or anything. So,
No, honestly, I've been thinking about this for over a month now, and I wasn't sure how to how to approach it with you. I'm glad you brought it up.
okay, sounds good. All
Okay.
right, I'm gonna get some rest.
Yeah, I
Some
teach in
refresh.
the morning, so I
Come
should.
on.
Okay, well, we'll talk this weekend.
Sounds good.
Okay.
This weekend, let's see. I've got a meeting at 10 in the morning on Sunday that goes till noon. I've got a very small window on Sunday, but I could maybe do Saturday morning.
Yeah,
Free Saturday morning,
yeah, Saturday.
or I could do it after. There's a 2 household readings on Saturday, isn't there?
Yeah, I'm part of that.
Yeah. So I could maybe do it after that if you're still up for it. So, but I've got like a 1 hour window on Sunday between my morning thing and my afternoon thing. So
Well, and you could do it by yourself. That might be easier this time.
or Monday. I have all of Monday free, I think. The 2nd.
Yeah,
Second,
Monday's okay
whatever.
for me.
Yeah. I could do it Monday morning.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right, we'll plan for sometime Monday morning then.
All right.
All right, sounds good.
Well, have a good night.
All right, you too. Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye.